Okay, so we're going to head out and do a short country road drive. I'm going to give you some commentary as we're going as well, let you know what I'm doing and what I'm thinking. So we're going to turn left at this roundabout, so obviously mirrors signalling, checking to the right. Once it's safe, we're going to move out. So we're currently in a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit area, but as you get a lot on country roads, you get lots of speed changes. So we've got a 40-mile-an-hour speed change just coming up, so I'm not going to go above 30. And as we're approaching the sign, I'm just going to check my middle and right mirrors, make sure we haven't got any overtakers, and then safely build that speed up. And again, no more than 40 miles an hour, because that's a legal limit. So there we go, there's a national speed limit sign just there. So I'm going to check my mirrors, check for overtakers, and then safely build that speed up. So speed on country roads, yes, it is generally maximum of 60 mile an hour if it's a national speed limit road. However, we've got to be driving to the conditions of the road. We need to be driving at a safe speed. So just because 60 mile an hour is a national speed limit doesn't mean we have to drive at that. It's not a target. We've got to be driving safely. So just looking down the road ahead, we can see that there's two sort of hills in the road just coming up where the vision is limited over the other side. So we just got to be trying to anticipate what could be over the other side of that hill. It could be another car, could be a cyclist, could be even a horse rider, maybe, on a country road route. So not reducing the speed too much, but just anticipating for what could be there. So we've got a slow sign on the ground just there, so that's letting us know that this might be a sharper bend. So we're going to just brake a little on approach to the bend. We want to be braking on approach to the bend, getting the gear correct on approach to the bend, rather than braking and changing gear actually around the bend. Just helps us keep control of the car much better. So quite often on country roads you get small villages. There'll be a village just approaching. Again, it says slow on the ground just there, so that could be a warning that there's something coming up that we have to be prepared for. And it just so happens that there's the approach to the village, 40 mile an hour sign, making sure we're at or just below 40 miles an hour before we get to the sign. In fact, there I was more like 30 mile an hour because we were coming into a village where it's very windy roads. The visibility around these bends is not great. And remember, we have to be able to stop within the distance that we can see to be clear ahead of us. Some quite narrow sections on these country roads too. So if it's narrow, then we're going to go a bit slower. Less space, less pace, as I say. So this one's got slow on the ground. There's a chevron there as well on the right, and this little wall that sticks out a little bit into the road there as well. So as we come round that bend, we can see much more clearly. Our limit point there is moving away from us. I can just see in the distance there's a sign for a 30 mile an hour, so I'm just going to check my mirrors. No braking required here as it's on a slight uphill, so the hill's just going to take the speed out, and then just past 30 at 29 miles an hour, perfect. Just slowing down around these parked cars just to give me a little bit more time to look around them, just to make sure it's safe, because it is sometimes hard to see what's going on further down the road after the parked cars. So coming through this nice little village, we do have some parked cars here on the right, and there's a parked van further down there, looks like a delivery van, and an oncoming car. So you do get meeting situations through little villages, and the roads can be quite tight. Again, parked cars on the left, so we're just making sure we're not going too fast, just in case we have to stop for an oncoming car. parked cars on our side of the road, we should be giving way to oncoming cars. So we're just leaving the village, just past that 40-mile-an-hour sign, so now we can start increasing our speed. Don't forget to check for overtakers and check in behind whenever you change the speed. Any change of speed, any change of direction, you should be checking what's going on behind. So quite a lot of signage down here to say it's still 40 miles an hour. There's some repeater signs and it was painted on the floor. So we can see there ahead it goes to a national speed limit. So we're just going to check my rear view mirror, check my right mirror for overtakers, and if it's safe I'm going to increase that speed, but not too much as we're just coming into quite a sharp bend here. Again, slow on the ground, my limit point's quite short there. If we can't see much around the bend, if the amount of road that we can see ahead of us is less, then we need to start slowing down. So there's a sign there for a sharp bend to the left. It's painted on the ground, and also the chevrons there. So this is a real sharp bend. So I'm going to go third gear between 25 to 30 miles, well, 25 miles an hour, just around there. That seemed like the perfect speed. And then as we come out of that bend, building the speed back up again. Country roads are one of the most dangerous types of road out there, and the main reason for them being so dangerous, people just drive too fast, especially around bends. There's a sign there for junctions, staggered junctions, and there's a van just coming out one. Down to make sure I'm at 40 before the sign. And then making sure I'm at 30 before I enter the village. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. That was just a brief country road drive. I will be uploading more of those in the future. So if you like what you've just seen, please like, please subscribe, and we'll see you for some more videos in the future.